Welcome to today's video. I don't want to do today's video, but I have to. I've been waiting 2 weeks for it to cool off, and it's just getting hotter. 94, feel like temperature 106. So I'm doing this in the garage instead of outside. We're going to put together ULINE NSF shelving. NSF is for National Sanitary Foundation because these are food grade. And if you're going to make these and use them to store food, the bottom shelf per law has to be 6 inches off the ground. We're not doing food, we're doing shoes and other crap, so this first one's going as low as it can be. You might ask, these things are simple to put together. Why have a video on this? I thought the same thing, but I shop in a lot of stores, and a lot of stores use these ULINE racks, and they're all put together wrong. Well, 90% of it is together wrong. You've got your 4 poles for the supports. You've got your shelving. Now this comes with leveling feet. Casters are an option. I put one together with the leveling feet for the pantry. This one's going in the garage, so we're going to have it on casters so we can move it if we have to. And it comes with these tapered cones. This is what holds the shelves on the poles. The tubes are hollow. These are the leveling feet. The instructions tell you to hammer this into the end of the pole or use the floor by striking it on the floor, but they kind of screw you on that. The picture shows the entire leveling foot in the picture. If you hammer on the foot, you're going to destroy these threads on this bolt. Take the bolt out and hammer on this. You got plenty of room to smack this thing hard to get them in there, because these go in real hard. The casters are much easier to put in than these leveling feet. So if you're going to use the leveling feet, take the bolt out, hammer on this baby till you get her seated. And when you're all done, just screw that back in, because odds are you're going to booger up those threads real bad and probably cross-thread it, jam it, and then you'll be like, man, this is a piece of junk. Save yourself the aggravation. The casters, they go on way easier. Get that baby started in there just a little bit. You can tap these in with a hammer. And once you get that sucker started, give it a couple whacks, rotate 180. That caster is fully seated. That leveling foot, I actually had to put the pole on the ground on something soft, like double up a blanket or a beach towel or something. And I had to knock the crap out of those to get them in. They were a tight fit. We've got all the casters on the poles. And now we're going to put the shelving together. And this is where it gets screwed up. These shelves are not ULINE, but extremely similar design. Tapered cones. That one's wrong, that one's wrong, that one's wrong, that one's really wrong. They're wrong, and I'll tell you why. As you put each shelf on, you need to 100% seat it on those cones, because these poles are not perfectly straight. So if you put your cones on, you slide a shelf down and you don't seat it and go do your next cones and your next shelf, next cones and next shelf, you'll never seat those because the poles can't go where they got to go to seat the cones. I'll show you what I'm talking about. The instructions tell you to start with the lower shelf. You put the cones on. You put the shelf over the cones and you stand the unit up. And then you seat that shelf on those cones. And then you do the next shelf and the next shelf and the next shelf. But you seat each shelf as you install it. Let's get this party started. This is a ULINE product. And I'm trying my damnedest here. These are chrome shelves, and with the light, I don't know if you can see them. But these are 72-inch poles. And if you notice, they've marked every 1-inch increment, so it makes it real easy to know where you're putting the cones. If you need to put a cone at 48, make sure you put all 4 cones at the 48 mark and you're good to go. But they did label them all the way from the bottom to 71 at the top. We're going to start with the first tapered cone. The cones do say top and they have an arrow. We're going to go to the lowest position possible. Slide it until it hits 2 grooves. All right, there's our cone. We're going to put one on the same spot on all 4 legs. ULINE Murphy proofed this for us, so we always know which side of the shelf is up, because these are tapered. And somebody might try to hammer them on the wrong way, because they'll start, but they won't go. We're going to slide a leg through each one of these holes. Now that we get everybody started, we're going to stand her up. All right, we're going to lock the casters. Now we're going to seat the shelf. You can use a rubber mallet or a hammer. If you use a hammer, you need something to keep yourself from boogering everything up. So a block of wood and a hammer works good because the hammer's got a little more mass. I prefer to have a dead blow, but I don't have that here. So we're just going to start this and go around. And that'll get us started to put the second shelf on. Shelf 1, 2, and 3 are on and seated. The shelf location 4, I've already got picked out. Next shelf goes here. Now we try to put this shelf on, and the poles don't line up with the holes in the shelves. And that's where you get screwed if you plop all the shelves down first without seating each one. Because they are kind of tough to go on. Got the location for shelf 5. Not even close. All right. A little Michael Jackson action here. We're going to beat it. Looks good. Time for the top shelf. If you do these one at a time, you can see where the groove is. So you make sure you get them all in the same spot, because it does suck to put 3 on right and 1 in the wrong spot. Like that one is. And then put the second half on. Shelf number 6. That's all she wrote. Ta-da! You'll know when it's all fully seated. I mean, it just stops. Some go in a little farther than the others. You can tell when it's correct, and you can tell when it's not. You can see the plastic cone almost comes up flush to the tops of these racks. That's how you know you're good. We're ready to load that baby up. Hopefully showing you one correctly installed, one incorrectly installed. It'll be real easy for you to know the difference as to whether or not I got it right. Do they all go in flush all the way? No, but they'll stop when they're bottomed out, and there's tolerance. A little bit here, a little bit there, so they're not going to fit perfectly. And I can tell you, as I put those shelves on, the poles aren't straight either, so that kind of gives you a hard time getting those things set. But if you don't do all the shelves one at a time as you go up the stack, you're screwed. If your rack comes with leveling feet and you're able to take them apart before you hammer this whole assembly in there, and hammer on this. That way you don't damage the threads on the foot. The casters, they went in way easier. Oh shit. The casters went on way easier than driving these in. Because this actually, when you drove this in, you could see it kind of flaring the bottom. These are just the word I want to say is inappropriate today, but this is just a hair larger than the inside diameter of those tubes. So you can see it, it's opening a little bit and it's knocking the chrome off the inside where it goes in. But it'll go in, but it's tough to get these in. That was real easy to put together, but you wouldn't think so by looking at me. It still feels like 106, and the sun's on the downside of the day. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, happy 4th of July. Cheers with an icy cold gin and tonic. Oh, if you play with fireworks tonight, use adult supervision. Don't blow off any fingers or toes. Well, party good tonight. Have fun. Take a vacation day tomorrow, Friday. Give yourself a 4-day weekend. Thanks for watching. Take care. See ya.